My name is Tori Harris, Moreland University, teach now. Um, Today I'm going to discuss how I use three assessments. Those three assessments were for my skilled readers, in which they used the constructive response. My ELL learners, my English learning learners they listened to this particular poem that I'm going to mention, The Charge of the Light Brigade, from the movie Blind Side. And then I was able to assess them with a multiple choice. Then I have my students that had reading difficulties. I had them to do a fill in the blank, which they use certain images from the movie clips and certain images from the Crimean War that the Charge of the Light Brigade poem references, and they would match. They would draw that image, and they would draw and match a key word. One key word was dismayed. That mainly used in the poem. Um, and so back to the skill learners, to construct a written response. In Georgia, we have to make sure they compare and contrast. So the skill learners, they're going to be able to construct a response. For example, as I mentioned on my Google Doc, um, they're going to mention the main idea of the passage, but they're going to write the name of the poem and who wrote it and why did he reference this Chargers Light Brigade to the Crimean War. Not only that, these skilled readers going to be able to compare and contrast the Crimean War to the Battle of Kettle Creek, which they need to learn in the state of Georgia as a standard for 8th grade. So they're basically comparing the U.S. history to world history. This constructive responses based on my Google Doc that I filled in, they're going to be able to explain the cause and effect. They're going to be able to know the poet Alfred in the Charge of Light Brigade. He compared and contrast courage, having courage, not only having courage but honor. And so my ELL, they're going to listen and they're going to do multiple choices based off the movie, based off of my oral presentation of the poem. My students with reading difficulties, they're going to have more of a fill in the blank, images from the movie, images from the poems, images from different guided reading strategies, and then they're going to draw a line to a key vocabulary word. And in this sense, it's dismayed, used in the poem of the Charge of the Light Brigade, that references 600 soldiers that fought, 600 British soldiers that went after Russian soldiers that stole guns in this particular war, and they went out for revenge, and it was a bittersweet return. But after these assessments, I learned that my skilled readers were able to construct a response, and I was able to compose a guide and summary to help, which that worked out well. Now, some of the difficult learners, reading difficulty learners, didn't do that well, even with the fill in the blank, where they were able to fill in the blank, and then they would do a matching as well. So what I did was, based on our comprehensive assessment summary guide, I filled it in a slide, and I used that as a summary, in which I would use next time. I would do a full summary, not only just teach, but kind of do a full summary of the constructive response, which it'll help the skilled readers, even though they're already high level in constructive response. It also help the ELL, where not only they're listening, but now they're seeing it in a constructive response, even though they only have to respond in a multiple choice assessment. It also help the learners with difficulties with filling in the blank and matching, for a higher, to reach their weaknesses, to reach their goals, and know and understand their strengths and weaknesses. Thank you.